So some of you have asked, how do I make binding? Well, I needed some today. This is going to be for the outer edge on the outside of the window. So I'll explain to you on how to make bias binding. This is made out of scraps here. As you see, this pyramid right here, okay, it's not my hand, but it is going to be strips of binding in hopes to be around 3/4 of an inch for each one. I just need about maybe 3 feet of it. So I'm going to need 2 sets of 3 feet. So a total of 6 feet, give or take. So basically I am making a U-shaped window on the front of this 22-foot boat. And I'm using scrap fabric, so that's why I'm cutting it. So, you know, that's what's good about craft fabric here. When you have some left over, you can make binding. So I'm going to have about 6 strips. I'm assuming I'm going to have to probably try to find a little more fabric, because that's really all I can do. And I want to get this done for my customer. So what I'm doing is just cutting it at an angle and then just taking that off. So I have 1 more to cut, and then I will go and put these together. Now when you make binding, it does not matter if you have 50 pieces or 300 pieces or 2 long ones. Okay, so save all your fabric. As you see here, this is all extra, and I am making bias binding out of this. See, if you look closely here, you can see that the grain, let me see, goes horizontal. Actually, oh my God, I can't even see myself. Let's just go outside. All right, so if you see here, the fabric, it is cut where the grain is at an angle. That just helps to make bias binding be able to be turning, stretching, curving around corners, and so on. So basically, I cut this about 1.5 inches, give or take 1/8. What we need to do is we need to sew these together. Make sure you have the right side surfaces with the right side surfaces. So we do this. Let me just get this so you can see. Pretend this is the sew line, and then when you open it up, it makes this. I always like to say I like to work with straight lines. It does make it easier. You want this end here to make sure is pretty much equal parts, so that way when you do flip it over, they'll be lined up. Now I just used 6 little scrappings, and let's just see about how much this makes. I always like to double check and to make sure that they are lined up, and they are, so I'm good with that. So now I'm going to the sewing machine, and I'm just going to sew these together. Let's see how long a binding is going to be. Now remember, we have this little piece here, so I'm not even adding that. Okay, definitely over 7 feet long. So I'm hoping that this one of the scraps will be my U-shaped window trim. Okay, so basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold these in half, and this is where your iron comes in. And now here's my ruler. Let's see how close I am to 3/4 of an inch. So right on the end, let me see. Let's try this. So here we are. From the edge of here to this line, the white line right here, I'm gonna go right to the edge, and it should be about 1/4 of an inch away from the bottom. And I'm going to sew these together. Let's see how long a binding is going to be. Now remember, we have this little piece here, so I'm not even adding that. Okay, I'm just doing this really quick to give a rough idea. 5 feet, whoops, definitely over 7 feet long. So I'm hoping that this one of the scraps will be my U-shaped window trim. Let's find out.
Thanks for watching.